a brand new video. So on August 18th of this year, I turned 28 years old, which I know it's still so insane for me to say that out loud, and I'm getting so old, you guys. That's crazy, but you know, that's not the point of this video. On this channel, I have this tradition where every single year I do this life lessons learned video. And I don't want to say that I forgot about this year's one, because I definitely had it on my to-do list, but it just so happened to be recorded in September. I'm really sorry, you guys. But a lovely subscriber, one of you guys, reminded me that I should do one this year. So thank you for mentioning it, and thank you for remembering my series. So here I am, 28 life lessons I've learned at 28. Starting off with number 1, silence is the most powerful answer. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys all know the famous Lana Del Rey song with the quote, "There's things I want to say to you, but I'll just let you live." And I know a lot of people use that quote for situations in which they might be very angry at somebody, and then in order to protect their own peace, they just let the other party live and don't say anything, which is very good, obviously. But this year I've learned that you can also apply this to situations which are a lot more positive. Maybe you still have a lot of good feelings, positive feelings for somebody, and you want to tell them about it, but because they either chose to, you know, leave your life, or something happened that resulted in a no contact situation, you have to break the silence to say that to them. And this year I've learned that it's better to not say anything and just write everything down yourself. I, you know, just wrote a letter to this person that I'm thinking of on my notes app, and just wrote down everything that I wanted to say to them, and it cleared up my mind so much without actually giving them the benefit of, you know, hearing me beg for their attention, because you are worthy of so much more than begging to be heard. And that actually brings me to number 2, if people want to leave your life, then let them leave. It is completely okay that some people only stay in your life temporarily. And I know it's a cliche to say, but you know, some people are only here because they are a lesson. And you know, you gotta embrace that. You gotta appreciate that. Even if they left, they will not be gone forever, because if it is an important person, then their presence will linger, and it will teach you something valuable in your life that allows you to grow into the person that you are supposed to be, the person that you are today. So, you know, their presence had a reason, and now it's time to grow and to move on. Number 3 is, just because something bad happened to you doesn't make you a victim. And I feel like the victim mentality is one of the worst mentalities that you can have, because you know, you end up feeling so sorry for yourself and you can't grow. But just like the previous life lesson that I gave you, I learned that even if something really bad happened and you're like, why did this even happen to me? I did not deserve this. Obviously, you don't deserve it, because you are amazing. But you can evolve from that. You can move on. You can grow. Don't be stuck on that one single bad thing that happened. Look at all the other things that happened because of it. Look at the person you became after that. You are not a victim. You are a survivor. You are a winner. You are a go-getter. You push through. You are resilient, and you are so much stronger than you think you are. 4, you don't need to be in a relationship in order to be happy. So I know this is a tough one, because I always had that feeling like, oh, love is something so important, and obviously it is, but especially when it comes to romantic relationships, I kind of idolized them and had the idea that that was something that you had to have in your life. And it also didn't help that I got into a relationship at a very young age. I was 14 when I first got into my first relationship, and this was, you know, very beautiful at the start, and then towards the end there were a lot of things that happened, a lot of trauma that I still have to carry with me to this day. And then the second person I ever loved, it was amazing and magical in the moment, but there were certain circumstances that didn't allow us to, you know, be together and stay together. And that sucked, you know. I cried about that for a long time, especially that second, I cannot even call it a relationship, but that second thing, situationship that happened. I struggled with it quite a lot, but then I realized, you know what, I'm so happy being single actually. I can do whatever I want. I can travel the world. I can focus on my job, on making videos for you guys. I can, you know, focus on spending time with my family. I can focus on spending time with my friends. There are so many benefits. Just enjoy being single and enjoy the life and the freedom that it gives you. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Obviously, this is also a cliche, but it's so true. If you just stay in your house or even in your own like city with your own group of friends and people that you are used to, you eat certain dishes that you grew up eating. Like, there are so many different things that I can think of when I say this quote out loud. I feel like we all are stuck in our own little comfort bubble, and we need to get out of there in order to live life and to fully be proud of ourselves and feel accomplished. You have to do things that make you anxious, and in the moment it might be frightening and you might be like, oh, why did I do that? But after you've accomplished that goal, or you made that big trip, like the travel plan that you had that made you a little bit anxious, you will feel so proud of yourself. So go and do that. It is amazing. This brings me to number 6, and that is doing things by yourself is amazing. So just like I was talking about, you know, going out of your comfort zone, doing things by yourself is definitely out of my comfort zone, especially solo traveling. I feel like on one hand, I really like it and I appreciate it because I love to be by myself, but also it's a big risk. Like, you're alone in a foreign country where you don't speak the language, where you can't even read the language, like for example in Korea, but it feels so rewarding and it feels so amazing to spend time with yourself. You also get to learn so much about yourself through these solo travel experiences or any other solo experience. Like, I went to the Dutch Grand Prix all by myself and I met a bunch of people, which otherwise you're just stuck talking to your own group of friends, you know? Just go out there, do things by yourself. You will meet people along the way. You will get to experience things that you wouldn't have if you were to go with your family or your friends. And trust me, especially when you're in your 20s, doing things by yourself will help you grow tremendously. 7, things don't have to be perfect. I'm still struggling with this, so I'm not gonna elaborate on this too much. I'm working on it. Something that I'm not working on anymore, and it's something that I actually said in my last video, the 27 things I learned at 27. I told you guys that I struggled with being grateful that it happened and not sad that it's over, but I can finally say that I've gotten there. I can actually look back at certain times in my life where I thought I wouldn't get over, and now I look back at them as a happy memory and I can see the value that it brought me instead of mourning that it's over and that it's never coming back. So finally, I can say that I've actually learned to live by this quote. I trust that everything in my life is going to happen exactly as it's supposed to happen, and that everything that is already in my life is there because it needs to be there. And trusting that you are on the right path, no matter what your path is such a comforting thought. Prioritize your health over everything. Especially if you don't feel well mentally, taking care of your physical health is so important. And I know this is something that everybody says, and some of the other things I say, then, you know, you can also say, oh, everybody says that. But if you're struggling right now with taking care of yourself physically, let this be a reminder, because sometimes we need to hear a certain thing 100 times before it actually clicks. Take care of yourself physically, okay? Do those exercises, drink that water, eat your veggies, things that everybody says, but it truly helps you to feel better mentally as well. Dry brushing and castor oil for your whole entire body, but especially your legs and your arms. No deeper meaning, just thank me later, because it will give you the softest skin ever, and it will help with lymphatic drainage. Be empathic towards others, but don't let their emotions affect your mood. 13 is that there are no bad days. There are positive sides to everything. The key is that you just have to look for it. Magic is where you see it. So even if you're really struggling, you can find enjoyment, you can find happiness, you can find peace even in the smallest little things. And this can be different for everybody, but for example, appreciation of nature, or appreciating, you know, your pet, your family member, your friend, even a cute image that you saw, a cute TikTok, or a song that you listen to that can brighten up your mood. There are always positive sides to everything, and everything is relative. Basically, it is all about perspective. You don't have to fit in a certain box. There is no such thing as the perfect aesthetic for you. I know that TikTok especially makes it seem to be very important that you live by a certain aesthetic, and that everything you do, from the way you dress to the way you behave to the music you listen to, is all nicely fitted into that one category. But we're all unique people, and please think outside of the box. You don't have to confine yourself to a small space like that whatsoever. If you want to change the trajectory of your life and truly accomplish your goals, consistency is key. You will get better, you will see results, you will reach your goals, but you just have to keep doing what you're doing. The only thing that's gonna help you improve is to continuously do the thing that you wanna get better at. Then bounce back quickly. So it is totally okay to have negative emotions and to let those emotions out, to let them be seen. In fact, it is very natural and it is very healthy, but you have to bounce back quickly. I mean, you can dwell on the past, you can dwell on these negative emotions. If you're crying, then make sure that you laugh that same day. If you feel anxious, then make sure that by the end of the day you feel calmed down. And obviously this is easier said than done, and I'm totally aware of that. But if you don't allow yourself to bounce back quickly, even though you feel like in the back of your mind you can, then you're doing yourself a disservice. So, I mean, there are some emotions that are out of your control because of, you know, life-changing situations that happen. But if you have the slightest feeling that, you know, you can get out of this crying session, you can get out of this grumpy mood, you can get out of this angry state, then change, okay? Put on some good music and change your mood, or watch something, do something, go outside, go for a run, whatever it is that floats your boat, do it, and make sure that by the end of the day, before you go to bed, you're a different person than you were in the morning. Don't compare yourself to others. They are not better than you, they're just different. Don't get stuck on old habits. This, you know, can be used for many different things in life, but for example, I just recently quit using birth control, and it has helped me so much already. I already see some changes in my body. I will talk about it later when I see more improvements, because it has only been a couple of weeks, but that was a habit of mine that, you know, I was just like, okay, I'm used to taking birth control because my period, you know, I had problems with my period. My periods were very painful and long, and there was, you know, my flow was very heavy. But then my mom was like, no, you have to change it. You have to try out new things in order to see if that thing that you have in your mind is still true, and it might be for the better. And by the way, I'm aware that a lot of the things I say in this video are cliches, and a lot of the things that I say you know, a lot of people already know. But even for me, even though these are my own life lessons, writing them out, saying them to you right now, it just makes sense and it makes me want to improve myself so much. So I hope that whilst listening to this video, you also get in like that positive mood of like, yes, I can do this. Sometimes all you need is a really nice, hot, long, relaxing shower to wash the day away and to wash your worries away. It really is as simple as that sometimes. Plan everything. Okay, there is beauty in spontaneous moments. I can't deny that. But especially, for example, when traveling, I plan out everything. And a lot of you guys already know this about me, but I plan my, especially long trips, I plan them, or like I should say far trips, like for example, Korea, but also previously when I went to Cape Town or to the United States, I plan out everything from my outfits in detail with the accessories to what I'm going to do, like the activities, to my transportation. I make sure everything is prepaid as much as possible. I make sure I have everything printed out. Yes, I'm old school like that. And on my phone, planning things like that, it might seem a little bit, you know, uncool, but trust me, it saves you so much stress. Actually use products instead of saving them for special occasions. Now, this might be just a me thing, but oh my gosh, I cannot even explain to you guys how many times I saved something because I thought, okay, I'm gonna use it later, and then I never end up using it. Like, it is, wait a minute, let me get this out first. It is like saving stickers when you're still in primary school. Like, do you guys remember that? You save the special glittery stickers to use on your perfect notebook, but that perfect notebook never comes. That is the same with beauty products, or even with certain dresses that I have, or shoes that I never wear, or you know, whatever. I always think that there is a nice occasion where I'm gonna wear this to or use this for, but today is already a special occasion, so why not use it right now? And by the way, this is also for fragrances. I have way too many perfumes and I don't know why I don't spritz them on a daily basis. Prioritize spending time with your family. Enough said. Remembering the tiny little details that are not important whatsoever is the most important in a friendship. Like the fact that somebody is into a certain type of band, the fact that somebody on that certain Sunday 2 years ago went to this one restaurant and then you take them to that restaurant because they mentioned it one time. That is what's gonna make the difference from being a good friend to being a great friend. So be a great friend, please. Always have something to look forward to. Now, this is something that I have learned from a very young age. My mom is really good at this. You know, if you're like me and you sometimes get sad because, you know, things are in the past, and you know, I know that I just said that I've worked on that and that I'm over it, but you know, even with small things like holidays, I'm like, oh, I wish I was still there, blah, blah. I'm such a nostalgic person. But if you always have like a next trip to look forward to or a next event, it can even be something as simple as, oh, I'm going out for dinner next week. It's something that you can work towards and something that you can get excited for. That really helps me to stay as positive as possible in life. Structure your life by having a routine. A routine is so important for your mental health, for your physical well-being, for your productivity. And sometimes you don't need a routine. Like, I'm working from home, nobody is telling me, Sanne, you need a routine, but I made a routine for myself because it allows me to be the best possible version of myself. Do not complain, never complain about the chores that you have to do on a daily basis, because you should be grateful that you can do them physically. So for example, walking the dog, taking the trash out, running errands, going to the grocery store, whatever it is that you're dreading. Don't dwell on these negative feelings towards the activities that you have to do. Be happy that you are healthy enough to do them. And especially when it comes to like walking my dog, yes, sometimes my dog wakes me up at 5:30 and that's way too early. And then I'm like, oh, really? But then I'm so happy, like, oh, I'm healthy enough to take my dog out for a nice walk. I'm happy that I even have a dog, that I'm blessed to have a little furry friend. I'm happy that I live in a country where it's safe most of the time, not always, but you know, we're saying positive here to walk outside with my dog, you know. Be grateful. On that note, bring positivity into the world and you will get positivity back. It is the law of attraction. And then you guys, last but not least, 28 is life is what you make of it. In Dutch, we have an expression and it's like life is a party. You just have to get the decorations yourself. That's a very loose translation, but it's something along those lines. And that is so true. Every single day is a new opportunity to choose the life you want to live. Obviously, tiny little baby steps, but every single day you can decide, today I'm gonna work out. Every single day you can decide, today I'm gonna be productive. You can decide to do a new skincare routine. You can decide to travel. You can decide to try a new dish. You can decide to make new friends, to explore that part of your city that you never went to, even though it's 5 minutes from your house. Every single day offers new opportunities, so take them. And with that, I want to end this video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that these life lessons inspired you in some way. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all loads. Bye bye.